So hi everyone. Now today we will be talking about cause and effect and statement and course of action. Before we even do that, I'll just give a quick brief about myself because this is the first time that you are seeing me. So it is necessary that I introduce you to myself. So I am Shravan. I am the director at Manu Law Classes and I completed my BCom honors from Ramdas College, University of Delhi. Then I did my masters from Spain, from IE Business School. That's one of the top business schools in the world. Then after that, I went to US for a couple of months to do my exchange program. Then I came back. I did a job in a Paris-based company, a Paris company based in Delhi. And I was sending students abroad. I was making their applications and everything. But after that, I joined Manu Law Classes, and since then I haven't looked back. And this is a great privilege for me to teach all of you, to interact with you. So let's get started. So today we will be talking about cause and effect and statement and course of action. I'm not sure if you have a background in the course or not, but these are two topics which are asked very frequently in CLAT and AILET, especially cause and effect. And statement and course of action has been asked in AILET in 2019 and 2020, but apart from that, it hasn't been asked in other years. But that does not mean that you can underplay its importance. It is necessary that you do understand how statement and course of action works. Why? One of the main reasons is that firstly, you don't have to learn statement and course of action just for the sake of the course, but it basically implies that how well you can take decisions for yourself, for the people around you, for the society around you. So in general as well, statement and course of action is a very important topic, and I would say personally it's one of the most easiest topics to do. So we'll try to understand both cause and effect and statement and course of action. Firstly, we'll begin with cause and effect, and then here we go. So what is cause and what is effect? So cause is something that produces an event or condition, and effect is the event that follows from the cause. So basically, cause generally happens first and event happens after that. So unless there is a cause, there cannot be an effect, right? For example, rain and thunder showers bashed the city during the past 3 days. What happened? What was the effect of that? The effect was many people stayed indoor during the past 3 days. So why did many people stay indoor during the past 3 days? Because there was a particular cause to it, and that's why they stayed indoors. So what happened? Cause happened first or effect happened first? What happened first? Exactly. So cause happened first, and that's why this is the reason cause is happening first, because for something to occur, there always has to be a particular action to it. So you must have heard every action has a reaction, right? It was said by it's one of the theories in science that every action causes a equal and opposite reaction. So cause and effect is similar in that way. So there are two tips to keep in mind, two most important tips to keep in mind while preparing for this particular topic, that is cause and effect. Number one, again you must have heard that from almost everyone that practice is the key to success, but especially in this topic, practice is something that you need to do rigorously so that you can actually understand the concept and you can actually ensure that you are basically able to understand this concept. So practice, practice and practice. Secondly, use of the word so or therefore. So one of the most cornerstones of understanding this concept is use of the word so and therefore, because when you use both of these words, you will understand as to which comes first, cause or effect. So whenever you use words like so or therefore, you are able to understand what is the cause and what is the effect, which is the most crucial things to understand when you are doing cause and effect as a concept. Just to give an example, so I'll give you 5 minutes to go through this directions and then to go through the statements and then go through the all the answer statements that have been given. So you have 5 minutes to go through it, and your time starts now. So Kovind, you have already given an answer, okay. So I didn't expect that, but anyway, let's see if that's the correct answer or not. We will go through the question. So Bihar statements, first of all, always ensure that you're reading the statement first and doing nothing else. First read the statement properly, read both the statements very carefully, and then jump to any particular answer. So what does the statement say? The statement says Bihar government imposed a higher sales tax on tobacco products. What is the second statement? All the tobacco producing companies protested in front of the government office in the state. So how do we crack this? How do we crack this statement? How do we know what is the cause and what is the effect? Right? So what tip did I give earlier? What tip did I give earlier? What did I say? What was my second tip to you? It was use of the word so or therefore. So if you want to know what is the cause, what is the effect, you use the word so or therefore. So we'll use one of them, we'll use so as of now. And how do we crack it? How do we crack this statement? First of all, we read the first statement and then apply so, and then we read the second statement. So when we read the first statement, Bihar government imposed a high sales tax on tobacco products. So all the tobacco producing companies protested in front of government office in the state. So it makes absolute sense that since the Bihar government imposed a high sales tax on tobacco products, it was a response from the tobacco producing companies to protest in front of the government office in the state. So A is the correct answer, Komal. Good job. But we will still understand what are the other statements, about, what are the other answer options about. If we use B, all the tobacco producing companies protested in front of government office in the state. So Bihar government imposed a high sales tax on tobacco products. That doesn't make sense at all. So we will skip this statement. Now answer C, if both the statements are independent causes. Again, if you see, both the statements are effects in general, but they are not causes. D, if both the statements are effects of independent causes. Again, both the statements are effects, but they are not of independent causes. They have related causes. What is the related cause here? The related cause is the Bihar government imposed a higher sales tax on tobacco products, and that's why the companies protested in front of the government office. So there is a related cause, not an independent cause. Moving to answer option E, if both the statements are effects of some common cause. So again, this cannot be the particular answer. So we will go with answer option A. Let's see if that's a correct answer or not. That's the right answer. Now we will quickly jump to the second question. So you have another 2 minutes to read this question and solve it, and you can write the answer option in the chat box, and then we will proceed forward as to how we have to solve this question. Right. So Kumit has already given the answer, and I hope it's a correct one. So we read the statement. Shreya is a healthy girl. Her mother is very particular about the food she eats. So again, we use a so and therefore theory here. What do? Shreya is a healthy girl. So her mother is very particular about the food she eats. So that doesn't make sense. I mean, if she's a healthy girl, then how her mother is very particular about the food she eats, right? When we go the other way around, her mother is very particular about the food she eats, therefore Shreya is a healthy girl. So why is Shreya healthy? Shreya is healthy because her mother is very particular about the food she eats. So answer is 2B, which Krumur rightly stated. So answer is the correct answer option is option B. Sorry. Now moving to the next question. So moving to the third question now. What does the question say first of all? So Kumar has already given an answer, but we will go through the answer question statements anyway and figure out what is the correct answer and what are the wrong answers if if the answers are wrong as well here, which is the case, answer will be wrong, but the correct answer option will be only one. So we will see which one that is. So the government has decided to increase the prices of crude oil with immediate effect. So we are using so and therefore now. So we will see if answer A or B is the correct answer or not, and then we will move on to the other options. Whenever you are trying to do a question, first of all always rule out the first two options. Why? Because those are the two most easiest options to rule out, and that will save you time in the exam. So always rule out the first two options. So the government has decided to increase the prices of crude oil with immediate effect. So the government has decided to increase the prices of LPG cylinders with immediate effect. Again, this cannot be the answer because this doesn't make sense at all. When you read it, you automatically know that this cannot be the right way to form a sentence or even form logic as well. We move to the other side. Government has decided to increase the prices of LPG cylinders with immediate effect. So government has decided to increase the prices of crude oil with immediate effect. Again, the same thing applies as we saw in the first statement. It's not making sense. So we'll move to answer option C, which Kumud has given. If both the statements 1 and 2 are independent causes. So both the statements cannot be independent causes. Why? Because whenever we suppose if there's a statement that says the government has decided to increase the prices of crude oil with immediate effect, then whenever a verb is used, something like government has decided, so it will always be an effect. So the first is an effect. Similarly, the government has decided to increase the prices of LPG cylinders with immediate effect. It's also an effect. So now we have to figure out between answer options D and E, which one is the correct answer. Is it option D or is it option E? When we say government has decided to increase the prices of crude oil with immediate effect, then it's both the statements you must notice that it has been mentioned that it has been done with immediate effect. So if it has been done with immediate effect, there might be a particular reason to it, there might be a common cause to it, because otherwise the government will not increase the prices of both the commodities with immediate effect. There might be a particular cause behind it, and that's why the prices are being increased. So the answer option should be E. Let's see if that's a correct answer or not, and that's a correct answer. So moving to question number 4 now. Right. So Kumud has mentioned the answer option is D. Let's see if that is the correct answer or not. Now again, I think so it has become pretty simple, very easy for you to understand the use of concept of so and therefore, how to apply it and how to immediately rule out the first two choices that you have. So even though we know that, but we still rule out the first two choices and see, and then we move on to the other three choices. So the staff of public bank authorities called off the strike. They were observing in protest against privatization. So the staff of bank authorities went on strike, anticipating a threat to their jobs. So again, it's both the sentences are in complete contrast. So it cannot be followed by one another. So the first statement is not an option. Second, the staff of bank authorities went on strike, anticipating a threat to their jobs. So the staff of public bank authorities called off the strike. So again, it's a contrast again. They went on a strike, then they called off the strike for any particular reason. That should not be the case. So answer 2 is also not the answer. See if both the statements are independent causes. So let's see if that's the answer or not. The staff of public bank authorities called off the strike. They were observing and protesting against privatization, and the staff went on strike, anticipating a threat to their jobs. So as we mentioned, as we saw in the previous question, it is again similar to the previous question. They are calling off the strike, so it's a sort of an action. So again, it cannot be an independent cause. So C is definitely not the answer. Moving to answer option D. If both the statements are effects of independent causes, well, D is the correct answer because both of them are effects, and when we see why they are independent causes, the staff of public bank authorities called off the strike. They were observing and protesting in privatization. So again, both of them are independent causes, anticipating a threat to their job. So both of them are independent causes, and that's why the correct answer option should be D. Let's see if that's a correct answer or not. D is the correct answer. Good job, Kumit. Moving to the next question. Right. Okay, Kumit. So you have, again, I would immediately say that this is the correct answer or no, but we'll see if that's the correct answer or not. So again, 1 and 2 are ruled out based upon the string of answers that we have been doing till now, use of so and therefore. So we won't do that. C is also not the right answer because of the reasons mentioned in the previous questions. D is, again, the choice boils down to between D and E. You will understand that whenever you are solving these sort of questions, most of the times the answer will revolve around D and E if the question is a tricky question. So when we say if E is the correct answer or not, what does it say? Effects of common causes. So let's see if there is any common cause here or not. So we'll read the statement together. In the board examination, overall performance of students from school X was better than that of students from school Y. Majority of the students depend upon coaching classes for board examinations. So again we see that there is, both those sentences are completely different. There is no common cause in any of them. I mean, let's not talk about cause, but we'll talk about that the two statements are completely different. So there is no point in even entertaining this answer option. So the only answer option left is answer D. So D should be the correct answer. Let's see. D is the correct answer. Now question number 6. This is a very easy one. You should be able to solve it in a minute. So try to solve this question in a minute. Okay, so we'll check if the answer is D or not. First of all, we'll apply the so and therefore theory. So government has decided to distribute fixed percentage of food grain stock through public distribution system to people below poverty line. So there has been abundant bajra and ragi for the last 2 seasons. So again, it doesn't make sense. We'll rule this option out. Now we'll do it the other way around. There has been abundant bajra and ragi for the last 2 seasons. Therefore, government has decided to distribute fixed percentage of food grain stock through PDS to people below poverty line. So there has been abundant bajra and ragi production this year. That's why the government has decided that maybe yes, they can do a fixed, they can give a certain part of that to the below poverty line people. So option B is the correct answer, Kumud, not option D. I hope you see the understanding behind it. You apply therefore or so, and when you apply therefore or so, you will realize that, again I will read the statement again for your understanding. There has been abundant bajra and ragi for the last 2 seasons. Therefore, government has decided to distribute fixed percentage of food grain stock to PDS to people below poverty line. So the answer, correct answer option should be B and not D. Moving to the next question. This is also a very easy question, try doing it. Apply the same concept that has been applied in the previous question and you should be able to get it correct. Yeah. So I'll tell you straight away the answer is correct because we used the previous method of solving this. So the answer is correct, absolutely correct. Moving to question number 9. Try doing 9th, question number 9th. Okay, so we have given answer option D. We will see if that is the correct answer or not. D is the correct answer, but we will explain, we will understand why is that the correct answer. 1 second. Right. So using the A and B, so and therefore for the first 2 statements, we realize that both of them cannot be the answer options. See, again, the prices of pulses have dropped substantially during the last few days. The prices of vegetables have increased. So if the prices of pulses have dropped substantially during the last few days, there must be a particular reason to it. That's why the prices of pulses have dropped substantially during the last few days. So again, it is definitely an effect, not a cause. So answer option C is eliminated. Moving to the next question, answer option, if both the statements are effects of independent causes and E is if both the statements are effects of some common cause. So, the prices of pulses have dropped substantially during the last few days and prices of vegetables have increased substantially during the last few days. Both the statements can have n number of reasons to it. Statement 1 can have n number of reasons to it. Statement number 2 can have n number of reasons to it. Both of them can have n number of reasons to it as to why the price increased or decreased respectively. So, we cannot say there is a common cause or not. So, the answer option is answer option D. So, Kumud, you are correct. Moving to the last question of cause and effect, we will move to course of action after that, which is a very easy topic. But before we move on to that, try this last question and then we will move on to the course of action, statement and the course of action. Right, okay. So, Kumud has written E. Let's check if that's the correct answer or not. I'll check straight away if that's the correct answer or not. Answer option is D. We understand why is that the correct answer option, not the correct answer option. So, we will read the statement together. A and B has been ruled out. We won't go there. So, private MBA colleges have increased the tuition fees in the current year by 100% over the last year's fee. So, what does the statement say? Ki private colleges have increased the tuition fees. Private MBA colleges have the tuition fees increased ki hai in the current year by 100% over the last year's fee. That is, private MBA colleges have increased their fees by 100% over the current year when compared to the current year. And the government MBA colleges have not increased their fees in spite of inflation. So, A, B and C have been ruled out. The fight is between D and answer option E. So, private MBA colleges have increased the tuition fees in the current year by 100% of the last year's fee, and the government MBA colleges have not increased their fees in spite of inflation. So, again Kumud, the answer option D is the correct answer, not answer option E. Reason being, if MBA colleges have increased the tuition fees by 100% of the last year's fee, only one cause can be inflation. The rest of the cause can be n number of reasons. So, you cannot say for sure that inflation is the reason to it, right. So, hence the answer should not be E, answer option should be D. So, to confirm a certain option, you have to ascertain that can be the only answer to it. So, inflation is one of the reasons, not the only reason. So, hence the answer option E is not the correct answer, and answer option D is the correct answer, which is what the slide says. So, if you understood this part, Kumud, we will move on to statement and course of action. Alright, it's clear, great. So, statement and course of action. Again, I mentioned that the number of questions asked from this topic is not that much, but that does not mean that you have to underplay the importance of this particular concept. It is equally important in general life that I mentioned, because it has helped you to understand what sort of decisions you can take, how do you take decisions, are they harsh, are they well thought out or not. So, these are the certain things attached to this particular topic. So, we will move on to it quickly. So, what is a statement in the course of action? A course of action is a step taken up for improvement for further action with regards to the problem on the basis of information given in the statement. Well, that is a very large statement. To help you to understand, let us break that down, or let us say that in simple words. Steps taken to solve a particular problem is what a course of action is, as simple as that. End of the story. That's the only thing that you need to understand. Apart from that, there is not much. And what does it check? One of the most important things. What does it check during the exam and in general life as well? Can you take harsh decisions? Second, it checks your mindset, that is how you take a decision. Third, do you unnecessarily take risks? It also checks that. So, this is something about statement and course of action. Moving to the next, we will now discuss the 5 most important tips to keep in mind while solving a statement and course of action solution, a problem, and then we will start going over the questions. 5 tips to keep in mind. always take whatever is given in the statement as true. So whenever you have been given a statement is a supreme thing. You have to understand statement is a supreme concept, and that has to be considered as true and true only. Second, always choose a practical solution which can be implemented. Again, you can choose hundreds of solutions, but if the statement is not practical, if it cannot be implemented in real life, then the solution is not the correct solution. You have to search for a different solution that can be implemented in practical and real life. Third, option should be relevant to the problem. That answer option or the solution should be relevant to the problem. You can again have hundreds of solutions, but the answer option is not relevant to the problem, then there is no point in selecting that answer. Option should not give birth to other problems. And the last is, don't choose an option whose outcome you cannot predict. Very important pointer to understand. It's the last pointer, but nevertheless it's one of the most important pointer to understand while solving these sort of questions. Quickly we'll move on to the questions now. You have 2 minutes. Time starts now. Did you say C, Kumud? 1C, right? Okay. So we will see if that's a correct answer or not. So first we read the statement. Light Up Company has rejected first lot of switches supplied by a company ABC and has cancelled its huge order in quoting use of inferior quality material and poor craftsmanship. Number 1, course of action. Company ABC needs to investigate functioning of its purchase, production and quality control department. It's a very practical solution to take. So definitely, since something has gone wrong inside the overall process of the company, so it means that these departments needs to be investigated to see where exactly the problem is lying, in which department is the problem lying. Secondly, company ABC should inspect all the switches rejected by Light Up Company. Again, they need to inspect all the switches so they can pinpoint what problem is there in the switch, because is zaruri nahi hai ki every switch has the same problem. Different switches can have different problems, and to understand what that is, they have to look into all the switches. So correct answer option is answer C, which Kumar pointed out correctly. So the answer option is correct. We'll move on to the next question. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. Right. So Kumud, you have given the right answer, as you must have already seen in the solution. While I was turning it, automatically changed the slide. But anyway, we will discuss it. State government is expecting a bumper crop of wheat this year under its wheat purchase guarantee scheme. So other farmers should start cultivation of wheat from next year. And the other statement is price of wheat will increase in the open market. So the government is expecting bumper crop of wheat this year, and if the farmers also, again, the first course of action doesn't make sense. Second, price of wheat will increase in the open market. So again, if the government is expecting bumper crop of wheat this year under its wheat cultivation program, then the price of wheat should decrease, right? I mean, demand and supply. The more the demand, less the supply, and vice versa. So according to the price, there will be effect on the price in a way that the price will go down, not increase. So answer option D is the correct answer. Moving to second question, and by the way, this was a question asked in ALET 2019. So keep a note of it, make a note of it. And congratulations, Kumar, you got both the answers correct which are asked in ALET. So that's great. Moving on to the third question, in fact second question. Okay, 2D, right. Right, we'll see if that's the right answer or not. So yeah, let's see if that's the correct answer or not. We'll read both the statements. Many candidates from state of X may not appear for CAT this year and may appear from other states. So that's not necessary. Even if the cutoff has increased, it might also mean that there might be much more competitive people in that pool who are only scoring 70% and above, and they don't have to shift to a different state. That can also be one of the reasons. So answer option A is not the correct answer. We'll move on to answer option B. at pre-examination screening, candidates obtaining less than 70% at the higher secondary examination will have to be eliminated. So this is exactly what the statement says, that anyone getting less than 70% will have to be eliminated. So this is a natural course of action. So they have to be eliminated if they are getting less than 70%. So answer option B should be the correct answer. We check if that's the right answer or not. That's the correct answer. All right, I'll explain once again. So did you understand why is answer B is the correct answer, and why, which one do you want to understand? Why is answer A not the right answer, or why is answer B is the correct answer? Which one do you want to understand? Acha, okay, full. I explain you the full again. First statement, many candidates from the state of X may not appear for CAT this year and may appear from other states. First of all, in fact, read the statement first, then we will move on to the course of action. The eligibility for appearing in common admission test for law in the state of X is now raised to 70% from earlier 60% in the higher secondary examination. So you have to understand that previously the cutoff was 60%, now the cutoff is 70%. Just like you have in CLAT, the cutoff इस साल का suppose 120 था, अब इस साल 130 हो गया, let's say for example. So many candidates from state of X may not appear for CAT this year and may appear from other states. तो ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि all the candidates in state X are already performing above 70% only, so they will not be sitting from any other state. So the course of action does not apply. It might be the case that सबके 130 आ रहे हैं, किसी का 120 आता ही नहीं है, तो वो क्यों बैठेंगे, क्यों अलग स्टेट से बैठना पसंद करेंगे, वो उसी स्टेट से बैठेंगे क्योंकि उनका उतना आ रहा था. So hence answer option A is not the correct answer because it is a contrast to what I just said. Answer option B, at pre-examination screening, candidates obtaining less than 70% at the higher secondary examination will have to be eliminated. Kohn, if you see closely, the answer option B hai, it is a complete replica of what the statement is saying. The statement is saying that if the cutoff is 70%, if anyone is getting less than 70%, then what happens then? What happens is that he or she will not be selected, and this is what the second statement is, second course of action is saying, that pre-examination screening candidates obtaining less than 70% at the higher secondary examination will have to be eliminated. So now, Kumu, did you understand the reasoning? All right. Quickly moving to the other next question. Kumar, what happened? Are you all right? C. Let's check if C is the correct answer or not. I am hoping C is the correct answer. C is the correct answer. Right. So it was a pretty straightforward question, nothing really much to be discussed here. Homeless people in urban areas of A should be relocated to the rural areas of state A. This is just accentuating to the problem, this is just adding to the problem, not decreasing it. So this is not a practical solution. State A should cut public spending as well as subsidies on housing for the rural poor. If state A does that, it will even worsen the problem. So it is not a practical solution again. Hence answer option C is the correct answer, and we will move on to the next question. Right. Correct option, correct answer option again, Kumud. I think so. You, even though you haven't, I don't know if you have studied this topic or not before, but you're doing a pretty good job at it. So if you have any doubts, Komo, tell me on this question, or were you crystal clear while solving this question? Did you have any iota of doubt as to how to solve this question, or were you clear from the beginning that E has to be the correct answer? What do you think? Tell me. All right. Moving to question number 5. The electricity bill of company's X office building increased by 35% after the number of employees as well as the working hours increased 2 months ago. It's also very easy question. It's a very easy question to do. So you should be able to get it right as well. Right. So answer option D is the correct answer, because again the company itself has increased the number of working hours of the employees, then why should it cut the salary of the employee? If the employee is staying on its own, then it's a different story, but the company has increased the working hours by its own policy, then logically it should not cut the salary of the employee. It's completely unfair. So answer option B, answer option D, only 2 follows, is the correct answer option. Last question of the day, try solving it and let's see. This is a tricky one. Don't think that after reading the first 2 questions, first 2 answer options, you will know that what is the correct answer choice. Read all the statements first and then come up with the answer choice. This is a trick question, by the way. Tiger should be collared with digital tracking of the movement becomes easy. Well, I think so there is a certain grammatical error in answer option E and the meaning is not that clear, but we will go through all the statements first. So the guards of the forest reserve should be sent in a group for patrolling the area. Again, if they are being sent in a group and then a group of tigers attack them, then they will, all of them will die. So answer option is not the right answer. Number of forest guards should be reduced from XYZ forest to reduce casualties. If number of forest guards is being reduced, then who will guard the forest? Who will complete the job? Who will do their duty? So answer option 2 is again is not the correct answer. Tigers from XYZ forest reserve should be moved to some other forest reserve where such incidents do not happen. Again, the problem is the tiger. The problem is not any other incident. So even if the tigers are being shifted, the problems tend to happen because they would need patrolling and so on. So answer option C is also not the correct answer. Forest guards should be made aware about those places where tigers usually reside in the forest reserve. So it sounds like a decent conclusion. If the forest guards know that if the tigers are residing in a particular area, then in that case they will try to restrict their movements, or they will try to be much more careful. Even if they are going near them, they will be much more careful and they will take all the necessary precautions to avoid any casualty. So answer option D is the correct answer. Let's read answer option E as well. Tigers should be collared with digital tracking of their movements. Digital tracking of their movement becomes easy. So again, this is a grammatically incorrect statement. So whenever you come across a similar statement in the exam, always remember not to go with it, because whenever statement is grammatically correct, the meaning is convoluted, and when the meaning is convoluted, then the answer option cannot be the right answer. So we'll skip that answer, we'll skip that answer option, and the correct answer option should be answer option D, which is the correct answer. So this was the end of the lecture from my side. So this was my first class with all of you guys. How did you like it? Did you like the way everything was explained, or there were any hiccups? Feel free to give feedback in the comment section and we'll be happy to incorporate any changes that might come up. So the lecture has ended. You can go now and you can have a good food and have a good night's sleep. Thank you.